Hello, I'm Kai. There's a story about a soldier that went to a master and asked, "Is there a hell and a heaven?" The master looked at him and asked, "And who are you?" "I'm a samurai," the soldier responded. "What kind of ruler would have you as a guard?" said the master. "You have the face of a beggar." The soldier became so angry that he began to draw his sword. "So you have a sword? Your weapon is probably much too dull to cut off my head." As the soldier drew his sword, the master remarked, "Here open the gates of hell." At these words, the samurai, perceiving the master's discipline, sheathed his sword and bowed. "Here open the gates of paradise," said the master. Chinese artist Zhan Wang has a work named My Personal Universe. In it, he shows an explosion of a boulder and shows how every piece of the rock carries its own trajectory. "We all leave the one," he says, "and we are all part of the one." The same way all the planets come from the same source, we all come from the same source too. He continues to explain how the frustrations of daily living led him to forget about that principle, to the point that he could not take it anymore. He cried and continued to cry for so long until he had no more tears. It was then that the idea of what he had to do with his life came to him. Now he is a renowned artist, and if you want to find his work online, I'll put a link below if you're interested. Now, take a moment and look around. Do you feel part of the one? Or like Wang, you feel like a rock floating in space without any specific direction? Now, look at your own universe. What do you see? Do you feel that you are disconnected from Source? How do you know if you are? First, as I show in the one example, even though you feel disconnected from your source, you're not. Simply because you cannot. It is like a family. Sometimes we like to belong to a family different from the one we're part of. But we can't, as much as we try. The man and woman that brought you into this world will be the same no matter how much we like to divorce ourselves from them. In the same way, we are part of the source from which we all come from. Everything is, as they say, in divine order, as much as you want to think otherwise. The appearance of disorder, fear, disease, depression, and all those things are us doing the impossible to not be a part of the universal family to which we belong. So, how do you reconnect with your source? Simply said, understanding that you cannot be apart from it. Allow me to expand. I will use the word God to explain. If you want, you can use the word universe or whatever feels best to you. God is omnipresent. That means that it's everywhere. Therefore, it has to be in you and in everything you do. If it wasn't in everything, then it wouldn't be God. God is omniscient. That is, He knows that you are going to do something and when you're going to do it. This means that God knew the decision you were going to make. Therefore, as ugly as those decisions looked, you always made the best decision you could have made at the time. God is omnipotent. That is, God can do anything and everything. If there was something God couldn't do, it wouldn't be omnipotent and it wouldn't be God. I want to repeat this again because I think it's important that you understand it. God is omnipresent. That means that it's everywhere. Therefore, it has to be in you and in everything you do. If it wasn't in everything, it wouldn't be God. God is omniscient. That is, He knows what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. This means that God knew the decision you were going to make. Therefore, as ugly as those decisions looked, you always made the best decision you could have made at the time. God is omnipotent. That is, God can do anything and everything. If there was something God couldn't do, it wouldn't be omnipotent and it wouldn't be God. Now, look at your universe again. What do you see? As much as it doesn't look like it, everything is exactly as it should be. The next step you have to take, you will take it without concerning yourself, because it is as it should be. Take a deep breath. Understand that everything is well, even if it doesn't seem so. Like in the story of the samurai, heaven and hell are in your own ability to respond what life presents you. If you respond to life in a bad way, life will open the doors of hell. If on the contrary, you respond to life in a good way, then life will open the doors of heaven. Now, what's your decision? How do you prefer to live your life? Write below how you prefer to live your life and why.